Nixon, this is a review of your chanter lesson from February 5th, 2021. We reviewed the first 2 bars of Castle Dangerous, the 3/4 march. And here's what it sounds like at normal speed, so you can get a sense of what we're trying to do with this tune. It'll go like this. It'll go 1, 2. So that's what we're shooting for. We're breaking it down into its small parts, bar by bar. And the first bar has this first D throw up to E, and then an F doubling, and then in a high A doubling, right? The F doubling, it is absolutely imperative that you play the scale of the F doubling at the beginning of your practices. You need to do this. So I need you to take a moment to get your book out. You need to go to page 76 of the book. And the F doubling is here. All right. I need you to get there. It's the 3rd line down. And you need to play these. You need to get them comfortable. One of the things we talked about during the lesson was making sure that your doublings are nice and crisp. Yes, you need them to be audible, where you can hear all the parts, but crisp, not super long and drawn out. I think at the beginning of the lesson, you were hanging out on that first high A like this. Now, technically, that's what's on the page, but we need it to be a little snappier. And you did a great job of making it snappy during the lesson. I need you to continue this all through the week. What we want in the F doubling is a sound like this. We'll do it from low A as an example. I want you to listen to that. That's what we're trying to get out of the F doubling sound. All right, let's go ahead and do the entire scale. We'll start it from low G, even though on the music it starts on low A. All right, F doubling scale all the way. 1, 2. You may notice that when you go from high G, you have to do a thumb grace note to get to that F. Like that. And then from high A, it's a half doubling. It's so make sure you're doing that. All right, I want you to practice that, I'd say 3 times before you move on to the next doubling. The next doubling that we worked on today was the double D, or D doubling. It also shows up in this tune. The double D is on the bottom of page 76. I need you to get to that. And we are going to do a scale of it. But first, let me show you how it works. Let's do it from low A. We do a G grace note to D, then an E grace note on D. It sounds like this. Again. We don't want our grace notes to take too long, just like I mentioned in the F doubling scale, or F doublings. So let's have you try a D doubling scale along with me. We're going to start on low G. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. All right, it's very important to remember again when you're coming from high G, right, that you do the thumb grace note down to that first D. You're on high G, the thumb grace note, and then the half doubling from high A, like that. All right, I need you to play through that 3 times before you move on. Okay, so now it's time to play the first 2 bars of Castle Dangerous. And Castle Dangerous starts on a nice D throw, right? And I want you to look at it on the page and recognize it's a D throw because it starts on a what? A low G, right? D throws start on a low G. Like that. Okay, so here's the first bar of Castle Dangerous. We're going to play it together. Ready? And 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. One, two. What I want you to be listening for is the speed of your doublings. We definitely want to get them to sounding chirpy or snappy, like we discussed. So let's do it again and pay attention to that. And also with the high A doubling, right? When we come off the F, right? There's the F doubling and you land on F, right? And the next thing you're going to do is a high A doubling. You go to the high A and slide the thumb across the hole right away. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, that's the end of bar 1. Bar 2 starts on a half F doubling. The reason it starts on a half F doubling is because it's coming from the high A at the end of bar 1, right? So you're on a high A and you're going to go like that. And the other thing in the second bar of Castle Dangerous that I want you to be aware of is when you're coming from that D, after the half F doubling, there's a D, you have a nice G grace note down to low G, right? Like that. And then you're on the low G and you need to do a D grace note up to B, like this. All right. So if you need to pause the video and actually practice those on their own a little bit before you do the bar with me, that's fine. Here is bar 2 of Castle Dangerous, coming from the high A before it, the end of bar 1, the high A at the end of bar 1. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right, now to finish that up, let's put the 2 bars together. The 2 bars together, Castle Dangerous. 1, 2. Again. And 1, 2. 1, 2. Have fun.